Hi! Today I'm in the idyllic rustic area at the bottom of Shaftesbury Hill, and this place is called Enmore Green. It's absolutely stunning. It's the end of the day and we've got a lovely chink of sunlight. This beautiful vanilla gold going all across the sky with some fluffy silvery grey lilac clouds up above, with the cerulean blue at the top. So I'm going to create today a wet and wet technique, and I have a new art pad. I'm just going to show you. I absolutely love it. I found this in South Cornwall, where I've recently just been on holiday and had a lovely break with my friend Zara. So this is fantastic, this paper. It's, let's just show you. It's acid free and wood free, so it's totally natural the way it's been made, and it's Italian Fabano. So I'm going to use that today. Then I'm going to use my hog's hair brush, which is a bushy sort of flat brush, to create the texture and all the earthy shades in the trees and the leaves and the hedgerows. And I'll probably then end up using, let's have a look, let's put that one in. Probably the Chinese bamboo brush for doing the wintry trees, and that's for my drag technique. Okay. The colours that I'm using is like a turner's yellow. It's got a lovely sort of egg yolky colour to it. Perfect for doing dusk scenes or sunrise. And can you see how quickly I do it? I skim the paper and I leave slits of white. So we've got movement already. And I'm going to try and create a sort of this, this vanilla gold is going sort of an apricot-y colour. So I'm going to sweep some pink over it. Bring it across and all the way down. So all I'm doing at the moment is a wet and wet with the backwashes. Just getting those colour tones. Okay, I'm now applying some purple, like a lilac-y colour, to create those lovely fluffy, it's almost like a mackerel sky that's appearing above the sunset sky. And what you can use is this lilac tone. You can start using it in the hill in the distance. What I might do is add some blue up the top. Using ultramarine for the blue. Going to sweep that across. And start bringing a bit of that ultramarine over some of those clouds again. Working really quickly. And then tilting the paper. What I really want to do more than anything is probably not worry too much about the trees and everything in the foreground, because what I've really got to capture is that sunset, which is just a little chink of light. And you have to work ever so quickly, because this time of year it's changing so quickly. I'm just trying to get as many tones on as possible. Just see what happens. There's just a bit of the hill. So there's just a little bit of that light, and a little bit there. Okay, put it that way. Here is the hill in the sky, almost sort of meets with the skyline. So what you do is you just use the same colour and you go over it again, and you wiggle your brush like a wave. You see that? That's very important. So again, it's the movement of the pad and the movement of the paper. And then this is going to be my foreground. I'm just going to slightly soften that, just slightly there. I just want a little bit more movement up there. Before I go on to that, I'm just going to bring out that hill one more time, and then I'm going to start working on my foreground. So again, I go over it again. So you've got this lovely faint hill looking across in the distance, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some foreground in. Okay. For the foreground, and in here, I have to work really quickly. So I'm just bringing in a little bit of a tree that's got some lovely yellow golden leaves. They're still hanging on just here in the foreground. In fact, let's just probably have something up here. Why not? It doesn't have to be exact. Again, it's just what you want to interpret. You don't have to put every single tree in it. Okay. So it's lots of lovely, gorgeous, rich shades. And you've just got to scrub it on. Don't mess about. Just get on with it. Don't think too much. I always say that. Don't think too much. And just be gestural with your brush strokes. And then what I'll do, right at the end, is bring in some structural branches, just a few. Richer tone down in there. There. Right, now, where's that? Where's my bamboo brush? Now I'm going to start just bringing in the structures. So I'm using a aubergine colour by mixing all of the three shades into the plate. Okay, and again I drag up. It's a little bit wet. If it was the summer it would have dried by now. And again I'm just going to drag up just slightly through. It's as simple as that. That's why these are great, these Chinese bamboo brushes. Because you can be very fluid, and it's all about just doing it very quickly and spontaneously. And as it starts to dry, then you can just sharpen up a few bits of detail. But again, this is just a sketch. It's just an idea. That's all you need. I'll take this back to the studio and I think I'm going to do something really big and explosive with these colours. Can we just go to up to there and film that area up in that sky? That's absolutely amazing, the cloud formations. We haven't had one car go past us. Wonderful. So I'm just going back over, because when you're working wet and wet, obviously when you're trying to put a bit of definition on, it just sort of fades out. That's okay, because I like the ethereal effect that I'm getting here. So again, it's always drag up. It's the same, you would do that with hedgerows. So you're dragging up from the earth, from the ground. I just need a bit more colour. Nearly finished. Make sure when you're dragging up that you take it right to the end. Okay, it's very important. I'm going to just bring some of those up there, a few spiky, to make it look autumn to winter. Hi, I've now completed my watercolour sunset over the Blackmore Vale, down at Enmore Green, Shaftesbury, North Dorset. It's been really hard today because the weather is very cold, so doing a wet in wet technique is the hardest to do when it's cold. I have to be incredibly patient and my fingers are freezing. So to try and define anything is incredibly hard too. But I've used a 3-colour technique and I'm pleased with the colours and the sky and the composition. And what I'll do is take this back to the art garden studio and I'll create a bigger scene and something really explosive. Bye for now.